All right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Saps at Sea, 1940. I'm giving it 1 out of 5 stars. I hated this flick. Professor Quiz warned me not to watch this, but I tortured myself and I watched it anyway. I woke up early and I finished watching it. Probably take another nap, about 15 minutes. I've been getting lots of sleep, so probably get to my next movie, Best of the Best 4 Without Warning, 1998. But I think I have to pay $6 on Amazon Prime. That's why I dislike Karate Man recommendations, because I always have to pay for them. they're not free on YouTube. But Karate Man's in the chat room. I should say bad things about him. I misspoke him when I said I usually pick better. I misspoke in one of my videos, one of my previous videos, when I said that I pick better movies than Adrian and Karate Man. I actually had a couple of good ones from those two, namely Action USA and Scanners 3. So, Karate Man's getting all excited about Best of the Best 4 Without Warning, 1998. Then I've got Murder Over New York, 1940, Charlie Chan, and Hideout in the Sun, 1960. So that's what's coming down the pike. Now let's talk about Saps at Sea, shall we? Saps at Sea is a 1940 U.S. comedy film directed by Gordon Douglas, distributed by United Artists. It was Laurel and Hardy's last film produced by the Hal Roach Studios. I'm guessing Flying Deuces was the second to last. Another bad Laurel and Hardy movie. While Stan is in his 50s and Ollie weighs about 350 pounds. This is also the last film to feature Ben Turpin and Harry Bernard. Those names don't ring a bell. But I'll look them up and I'll add them in the description box if they were in Flying Deuces. Stan and Ollie work in a horn factory where the constant noise exacerbates Hardy's stress level. The constant noise exacerbates Hardy's stress levels. Their predicament is underscored by the frequent mental breakdowns of their colleagues, a situation highlighted by a recent incident resulting in a worker's descent into madness. Ollie, succumbing to hornophobia, is sent home from work due to his heightened aversion to horn sounds. Concerned about Ollie's condition, Stan proposes a therapeutic boat trip to alleviate his friend's anxiety. However, their plans for a dock boat excursion are disrupted by a series of comedic mishaps, including a gas explosion in their kitchen caused by a cross-eyed janitor. As they embark on their boat trip aboard the ill-fated vessel Prickly Heat, unforeseen events ensue, including the unwelcome presence of an escaped convict named Nick Granger, who's also in played by Richard Cramer, who was also in Flying Deuces, The Flying Deuces, I should say, with the goat they brought along, inadvertently setting the boat adrift, and Nick taking control of the situation. Stan and Ollie find themselves at the mercy of the criminal's whims. In a turn of events, Stan's trombone playing inadvertently triggers Ollie's uncontrollable rage, leading to a confrontation with Nick. Ultimately, Stan's musical intervention aids in subduing the criminal, albeit with unforeseen consequences as the police arrive. And that's Saps at Sea. When Laurel and Hardy left Hal Roach Studio after this film, they also left behind Roach stock supporting players Charlie Hall, James Finlayson, and Harry Bernard. I think I mentioned him, Harry Bernard. And then there's Ben Turpin. All right. I got to look those two guys up. The film also stars Mary Gordon, who played Mrs. Hudson opposite Basil Rathbone's Sherlock Holmes. I've got to look her up too. The film was shown aboard HMS Prince of Wales during the voyage to Newfoundland, where Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Winston Churchill met to establish the Atlantic Charter. It was a favorite film of Churchill, who called it a gay but inconsequent entertainment. The title is an allusion to the 1937 film Souls at Sea, starring, I should say, Gary Cooper and George Raft. This was the last film to feature the once popular silent film comedian Ben Turpin, who has a small cameo as a cross-eyed plumber and died on July 1st, 1940. Less than 2 months after the film's release, it was also the last film of Harry Bernard, who died on November 4th, 1940. Saps at Sea is referenced in the Ray Bradbury short story Night Call Collect, where a lone Earthman marooned on the abandoned Mars colony is described as watching this Laurel and Hardy film among various media tapes with which he passes his time. All right. So this one's 1940. 56 minutes. It gets a 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb. Very high IMDb rating. They must be non-Laurel and Hardy fans. 3.1 thousand people rated this film. So it is pretty popular. United Artists, we said, Oliver suffers a nervous breakdown as a result of working in a horn factory. But after he follows doctor's orders about getting some sea air, he finds an ex-con is aboard. So Wikipedia is not accurate, because Wikipedia is saying that it was Stan's suggestion to get sea air, but actually the doctor suggested it, and then technically Stan said, let's go on a boat trip, I guess. So it's a little more complicated than that. Wikipedia is not exactly telling us the truth. More films like this. We've got The Bohemian Girl, Pack Up Your Troubles, Pardon Us, and Swiss Miss. I'm guessing these are Hal Roach earlier, 1930s, Laurel and Hardy. I don't know. I know Pack Up Your Troubles and Pardon Us are some earlier ones, I think. Pack Up Your Troubles. I don't know. I'm not a Laurel and Hardy fan, so I'm coming at this from this perspective of watching 3 Laurel and Hardy films in my lifetime. My grandfather used to like Laurel and Hardy on the television because it was all public domain stuff. Okay. Karate Man is not talking about Laurel and Hardy, so I'm going to continue talking about Laurel and Hardy here. Finish this up. After working in the noisy horn factory, just the sound of one drives Oliver into a violent fit. Dr. Finlayson prescribes a long, restful sea voyage, so Stan and Oliver rent a boat and set sail, unaware that escaped killer Nick Granger has stowed away on board. To disable the crook, the boys prepare him a meal using string for spaghetti, sponges for meatballs, and soap for cheese. But Granger discovers the plan and he decides to make them eat the stuff themselves. Do 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 do. You hear the Laurel and Hardy theme song throughout this one, and it's got some fanboy flicks music in the background. Fans regard this as the last true Laurel and Hardy film. It was their final film made for Hal Roach. It would also be the last film in which they had significant input, which is not a good thing, in my opinion. I like the studio film better. Mrs. O'Reilly shows Hardy her refrigerator radio, which plays a brassy tune. Hardy, who is suffering from hornophobia, doesn't react to the music, however, as he does throughout the rest of the picture whenever he hears horns. Oliver Hardy, where's the basement? Desk clerk, downstairs. Where to now? One of the 2 shortened, re-edited versions cut from this film and released to early home video and TV markets was included on the Hal Roach Comedy Classics Volume 6 video cassette release from 1985. This was edited into Dance of the Cuckoos 1982, which I have not seen. Soundtracks Home Sweet Home. Music partly composed and arranged by H.R. Bishop from A Sicilian Air. Played on trombones by Stan Laurel and Eddie Conrad. Okay, so we got music by Stan Laurel. We've got 3 potential actors that I may have seen before. Harry Bernard, Ben Turpin, and Mary Gordon. I'll look those 3 up, see if I can add them to this description, if I know who they are, or I should have known who they were. Past tense. There's one review on IMDb. This person's giving it a much better rating, 8 out of 10. So we'll get a different perspective just to give you an idea. We try to give multiple perspectives of things on this channel when Wikipedia is not giving us much information or not enough information, as I mentioned, with the plot, we go to IMDb and we dig deeper. So this review is Marcellus46, April 5th, 2006. They're giving it an 8 out of 10, much higher rating. I'm only giving it a 2 out of 10. Mr. Laurel and Hardy, with that, anything can happen. That's the title of the review. Yes, as the other reviewers have already stated, this may not be vintage L&H, but it's far from being their worst work, as that 20th century stupid, I mean Fox. This film certainly has all the basic ingredients for things to go wrong for the boys, but it's their serious approach and determination that makes them funny. They don't play it for laughs as other comedians might, but they take their work and situation quite seriously, and that is the essence of their eternal humor. In this film, they are faced with some basic issues that might really be encountered by one of us today, namely job-related stress. First, we would get checked out by a doctor, and he would prescribe some much-needed rest and perhaps staying by the sea. That's where the surrealness comes in to all of this. L&H always take a most plausible set of circumstances and exaggerate it, but never to the point of being incredible, except maybe once in a while. This makes us laugh because we can relate to their self-caused predicaments and attempts at extrication. That's what makes Stan and Ollie universal in their appeal. In this film, all those ingredients are presented in a delightfully artful and gracefully slapstick way. Not their best in comparison to their earlier work, probably because this was the actual last film they did for Roach, because he wanted to mirror the big studios and go into making features exclusively. And he also wanted to hurry up and finish their contractual obligation. Big mistake. They should have stayed together and continued for maybe 5 more years. What in the world? What the world may have missed, and they're not considering this as an option. Watch, laugh, and enjoy this as their last great performance. Okay, so this person is a fan of the Hal Roach, Laurel and Hardy stuff of the late 30s, early 40s. I'm not a big fan. Um, all right, Karate Man is talking about best of the best 4, of course. I got him sidetracked here. What else? That's just nonstop action to the max. Oh, something Karate Man likes. Okay. You love best of the best 4. Philip Ree as Tommy Lee kicks Russian mafia arse in that one. Best of the best 4 features one of the best fight scenes in the whole entire franchise. Best of the best 4 actually has a bit of nudity too from the Russian bad guys, ladies. Oh, okay. Get some pretty good reviews on IMDb. Off topic, I know. Well, I've got something to look forward to. I like Best of the Best and Best of the Best 2. I haven't seen Best of the Best 3, but I do have it on my list somewhere. Best. Oh, I have it number 21 on my list, so not too far away. I'm going in somewhat reverse order. I think I did the first one before the second one. And now I'm doing the fourth one before the third one. Cool. Oh, and he has daughter, which was no mention in the previous installments. Okay. Karate Man's trying to spoil it for me. So I won't go into this blind. Well, I'm going to take a nap, go to Legion of Mary with only 3 people there, I guess. And no spoilers? So he's just telling me the basic story, I guess. Couple of tidbits, not the ending. All right, I guess I'll. He didn't spoil it in the sense that he revealed the ending. He's just give me little tidbits. Cool. Yeah, I think I covered everything with Saps at Sea. I'm not a Laurel and Hardy fan. I don't like their Hal Roach stuff, the Flying Deuces, and Saps at Sea, but best of the channel? What? Anyways, Professor Quiz warned me about this. I should have listened to him. But the other Professor Quiz Laurel and Hardy recommendation from 1940 was actually quite good. So that's the end of my review. Karate Man's posting all kinds of emojis, strong arm, fist, pump, crying, boxer mitt, fist pump. What is this thing? Oh, he's got some musical notes. We have to fight to be the best. Oh, he's got the soundtrack going on his head. Oh, there were 2 people in the chat room, but they left. Well, hopefully you stuck around to hear about Saps at Sea. Got a little bit sidetracked there, but anyways, I'll definitely check out Best of the Best 4 when I get back from my dental appointment. Too much sleep makes me sleepy, and right now I'm going to take another nap. It is hot in San Francisco, which is like here 71 degrees Fahrenheit is hot. It's nice weather. Let me put it to you that way. Maybe if you go farther south or up north, it's even hotter than San Francisco. That's because we're surrounded by water. But it's nice weather. It's perfect weather, I should say. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. I don't have to wear my jacket today, but I will wear a long sleeve shirt laters.